Yes, I do. They're very low. I don't know that I've ever seen them that low. And Pat and Linda would be the people to tell you about that. But they're good buys. I mean, you know, you don't have a lot of extra risk, and you've got pre-1934 coins. They are rare or semi-rare. They are mint state, and they are graded. And so I think they're a good buy, yes. Well, first of all, there's no place to hide. It's just that some places will be better than others. I think our neighbors, whose economies are advancing 4.5% in GDP last year and this year. Inflation in Canada is 3.3%. In Mexico, it's 3.7%. I think they'll go a little higher here. And unemployment is around 5.5%, 6%. Well, that's pretty good. So they would be better places to be, materially speaking, than in the United States, because they're not even using stimulus of one form or another and getting those results. So on a scale of 10, 10 being worst, the US, the UK, and Europe are going to get blasted. They're going to be 10, it's the worst. And countries like Canada and Mexico, Australia, Chile, Germany will do well, although I think there'll be a lot of violence there. And so there are places to go to if you choose. I think it's more than just a money thing, going to other countries. It's where the government of the United States is headed, and you all know where it's headed. A total police state. And there will be countries that won't do that. And we help lots of people relocate as a favor. We don't charge anybody anything for anything except the publication. And I have no financial relations with anybody except my wife. And she works harder than I do. And believe me, we work long hours. But there are places that you could do better, but it's not for everybody. It all depends on whether you're married, how old you are, how much money you have, do you have a profession that you could use in another country. There's a whole bunch of things, but there's some good places to go to. Well, I think Canada, Australia, Mexico, Chile. If we get rid of some of the communist dictators in South America, you can include other countries. I understand the election that's coming up in Peru. It's a toss-up whether a communist is going to take over that country. And so that's not good. And the reason governments have moved in that direction is that people aren't Marxists. They're sick and tired of being screwed by bankers. And so they, flip over to the other side, and they go from one monster to another. Not good. But they learn the hard way, and they'll come back to the middle again, but you got to be patient. Well, I think as we go on here, I think unemployment's going to rise, inflation's going to get worse, wages are not going to go higher unless the government says we have decreed that everybody is going to get a 5% pay raise. That's possible. In totalitarian governments, you have that happen very often. And that's what you have in America, a totalitarian government. You just don't know it yet. And so when people lose their homes or their vehicles, they don't have a job, they're living under a bridge, and they get a few personal items and an AK-47, what do you think they're going to do? And so that's what it's going to come to, eventually. And at what stage, I don't know. But you can't keep on clobbering the public and expect them not to react, particularly Americans, which are a warrior class. And so sooner or later it's going to happen. I don't know when. I mean, we're seeing violent riots all over Europe. Nobody's running around with guns because nobody has any. But the potential in America is unbelievable. 450 million weapons, 80 million veterans, 40 million of which saw combat. I think the government's got their work cut out for them. And I'm one of those veterans, incidentally, and believe me, I don't know whether I can hike 40 miles in a day with that 130-pound pack, but I can sure be helpful.
Bob, our time is just about up. Is there any final comment that you would like to make?
Yes, I'd like to thank you all for attending the conference. It's always been a wonderful conference, and Linda and Pat always do a wonderful job with their staff, and I'm overjoyed to see you there, and I'd like to get to know some of you. I hope you subscribe to my publication, not because I want money. I really don't care about that, but because I want you to know what's going on out there. And I don't pull any punches, as you can see. And so I hope to be back again, and I hope you learn a lot of things at this conference. In fact, I know you will. And with that, I'll say thank you for listening, and thank you for being here for Linda and Pat.